ABC Listen. Podcasts, radio, news, music and more.
I watched the Aussie coach's interview after the draw, and it was really interesting because most coaches say all the same stuff you're expecting, like, oh, it's a difficult draw, it's going to be so hard. And his first comment was, we're satisfied. And I was like, really? Are you? So, and it just had this smugness about him, and I'm like, I wish I was on the field. I'm like, I want to play these guys.
US football legend Landon Donovan on Socceroos coach Tony Popovich. Those comments followed another American ex-player describing Australia as a layup. And it's two very USA kind of takes that frame up this clash at the FIFA World Cup. I don't know about you, but when I saw Australia had drawn the Yanks in the biggest sports tournament on earth, I thought it was ready-made for them. An opportunity to lean into the underdog role against the host nation. From what you're about to hear from veteran Australian Jackson Irvine, I get the impression the Socceroos agree. Fiery is the word that resonated most from this interview. I'm Patrick Stack. This is ABC Sport Daily. Jackson Irvine is a Socceroos veteran. We'd expect him to be heading to the World Cup in North America. Jackson, take us behind the scenes with how you consumed the draw. I believe you were watching with St. Pauli and Socceroos teammate Connor Metcalf.
Yeah, it was great to watch the draw together with Connor, especially, who's on the edge of what should be his first chance to play in at this level. I've obviously been a part of his journey over the last few years, and to see him kind of on the precipice of getting to be a part of that, I enjoyed it as much as I did for myself.
Decent ball inside there from Duke, and they have an equaliser. It's against the run of play. Connor Metcalf with his first international goal.
But for me as well, to look at this moment, especially after just coming back from a long-term injury and the final goal, which sits at the end of this season, to be playing in these games at the highest level, it really made it feel real again. It kind of lingers in the background, the World Cup, during all those times of qualification, all those pressures, and then all of a sudden it's in front of your face, and it really feels like it's getting close now.
So Australia come from behind to secure second place in Group C, and with it, automatic qualification for the World Cup next summer.
What was your reaction to the group? USA, Paraguay, Turkey, Kosovo, Slovakia, Romania. Those last four, only one of them will obviously be there.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really exciting group for myself. Again, for myself personally, it's all those teams, including all the European potential opponents I've never played against before at that first team level. So it's going to be three new opponents for myself. I know the boys played the US recently.
Ball over the top. Hadji Wright runs away. Looks to turn inside, does so, and finishes with aplomb. Well, it was all too simple for the US, who retake the lead.
And especially having watched that game and seeing how fiery it was on the pitch, and of course following the media in America around since the draw, it's going to be even more fiery, I imagine, when we get there.
Look, it's the obvious, they're all hard groups, and a little bit excited about getting the US, so we know what the anticipation will be. Host nation, the crowd behind them, that'll be a fantastic game, but an exciting group for us.
And Paraguay qualified really strongly through South America, some top results against Argentina and Brazil, some great players. They're going to be a really tough opponent, and get to keep one eye on that European playoff in March to see who that first game's going to be against. But again, strong opponents in there as well, especially the likes of Turkey, who have been, in great form over the last couple of years too. So it's an incredible draw, teams with amazing support, a host nation. Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
I love the fact that you're steering into that American rivalry that just feels like an undercurrent of this draw. I saw a former American player describe it as a layup for the US.
The United States will play Australia in Seattle, boys. Grella, how's that?
Layup for the US. I mean, that's a great first draw.
Is that music to the ears of the Socceroos? Like a team, national team that loves that backs against the wall underdog mentality?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, it's all a bit tongue in cheek. We don't, we like, as in, of course, no one likes to hear that stuff that you're thought of as that kind of opponent, but also at the same time, as you say, it's a little bit of extra motivation, a little bit of, just as you say, it adds an extra dynamic to what's going to already be, a massive game.
Listen, take nothing away from the Socceroos. They've always been competitive and good, but they stumbled a little bit through qualifying. They were not so impressive, and this is an amazing first team to have for the US.
So, listen, I've enjoyed following it just, out of curiosity more than anything. And yeah, we do what we always do. We go about our business. We prepare the way we do, and we know exactly what we're capable of, and we'll do our talking on the pitch.
My WhatsApp chain was absolutely exploding as this draw was unfolding. What did your one look like, Jackson?
Yeah, long. It was a long evening. We were sat there for obviously a couple of hours thinking that we weren't quite sure what to expect from the whole song and dance of it all. But yeah, once obviously it got down to the actual drawing of the names and seeing where those games were going to lie, and it was the same as us scrambling, everyone looking at our phones trying to see like where those fixtures are set, so we wanted to see what cities and what stadiums we're going to be playing in and everything like that. It was a lot of fun. It was a bit chaotic, but it was a lot of fun.
I feel like football fans, media types, we're all going kind of straight into analysis mode and trying to understand how you guys might match up against these sides. And honestly, we've got no idea, because how would Australian football fans really know what's going on in Paraguay or Kosovo? Do you do the same thing? Are you kind of playing fantasy football in your head, or are you just narrowing in, refocusing on the things that got the Socceroos to this level?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely on that. Of course, you've got one eye on who, especially in the immediate aftermath of who these teams are, who their individual players are, where those, what those threats are going to look like. But at the end of the day, our preparations are always the same. We analyze our opponents. We look at, where their potential strengths could be. We also look at where we can hurt them. And as I say, we've got great players who are young and a lot of them, but calm in their minds and very clear in their heads of their roles and responsibilities. So, as I said, who exactly we play against, I don't think it'll have too much effect on the way they prepare.
Pretty wild to think this would be your third World Cup. I think I'm getting that correct. 32 years of age now, a veteran of the group. And as you say, there's this really exciting undercurrent of emerging talent. How does this group and the draw that it's got compare? Do you feel like this could potentially be the strongest World Cup you guys have had?
Yeah, listen, every World Cup, you go in with that hope and that belief that this could be the one where we go further than we've ever been before. And, we did it last time, and we absolutely will be going in with that same mentality. And again, it's not in our nature to go in to just try and, compete and enjoy. It's just to strive and thrive on the biggest stage and under the biggest pressure. And as I said, I think we've got some incredibly talented players who have never played at this level before, who will be, ready to show the world exactly what they've got.
Who's going to be the bolter out of that group that is going to, in the global capacity, just open some eyes to the talent and the ability that they have, do you think?
I think, obviously the two kind of standouts over the last kind of 12 months for me have been Jordy Boss and Ale Kakadi. I think they are already doing it at the highest level, but I still think, they're on probably just the fringes of the very biggest in the world of Champions League level clubs. And I think, over the next 12 months and going into that tournament, that's the kind of place where they can shine against the very best and show that they can play at that level.
Well, as Jordy Boss into the area, Boss still going, it's a great run and it's a goal! Jordy Boss!
Horrible from the US, magnificent from Jordy Boss, whose perseverance found the opportunity and made the most of said opportunity.
The last tournament and that insane run to the round of 16. It was such a moment, and to see Federation Square packed and going crazy. I was in an establishment in Sydney at stupid o'clock when you guys were really taking it to Argentina, and it was rammed and it was rollicking. You guys are probably more than aware that you're a rare team that can capture the nation, across the board. I just wonder how much that must fuel you guys and how much belief you take from that last campaign to drive you into this one.
Yeah, you have to. We have to look at the energy and the togetherness that this team is capable of creating, not just for each other and our team, and not just for football and the country, but the country as a whole. And these moments on the biggest stage in Australia, we love the big show. We love the big stage. It's when we all come to life, especially on a sporting level. And it was so emotional in Qatar, seeing the response to those games, and obviously the success that we had. And it would be a dream to kind of recreate that and go one further and really capture the hearts and minds of as I say, not just football in Australia, but Australians and sporting nation in general.
One of the awesome things about Football World Cups is when Australians absolutely stick it to legends of the game. I'm thinking Scott Chipperfield, like refusing Roberto Carlos's shirt. I'm thinking Aziz Behich and Lionel Messi going head-to-head on the touchline. Who of the boys got lined up? Who should be afraid that the boys in gold are coming for them?
I've not got. There's no individuals at the moment that stand out, but of course that second fixture I think is going to have a few people fired into a different level of motivation. So if there was any game I would say that has got a potential to blow into one of those fantastic moments of sporting, I don't know what you want to call it, just when the passion boils over to its absolute limit, I think that could be the one where it happens.
It's so true, but the funny thing is, I've met people from Australia, I've got Australian friends as well. The culture plays a part of it. I think you don't understand how tough and resilient Australians are, and they are looking forward to it.
No one's doubting that.
As much as you guys think it's a layup, they feel the same way.
It's a quality team, but US, I like our chances.
The Socceroos are coming for you. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page there. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we inherently think, us versus the USA, that's going to be a firecracker?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. And sometimes it's not the games you expect either. And, I've been a part of, I remember when we played Ecuador in a friendly back in Melbourne and in Sydney in that doubleheader, and I think it was 2023. And it was so tasty for a friendly game. There was big tackles, a lot of smack talk on the pitch. It was brilliant. It was, not a friendly by any stretch of the imagination. So sometimes it's the games you don't expect. But yeah, as you say, the one thing I can guarantee, and I always know, is that our boys are up for it.
Hey, just on the actual World Cup draw itself, the pageantry, etc., what was your favourite part of it? Was it the height discrepancy between Heidi Klum and Kevin Hart? Was it Shaq allocating your group? Was it a peace prize for Donald Trump? What did you love about it?
Yeah, there wasn't a great deal to love, but seeing Shaquille O'Neal as a big NBA fan pull our name out of the hat, that was an amazing moment. That was, for me, it made it all kind of worthwhile.
Australia. Big noise there.
There they are.
Australia will go into Group D, joining the USA, and they'll be in position 3.
Yeah, seeing Shaq holding up that, pulling us out of the hat and holding up Australia, that was pretty iconic. I think that will be one that goes around for World Cup cycles in the future, that's for sure.
Totally didn't have it on the bingo list for 2025. I mean, it feels like it's going to be that kind of tournament. It's going to be celebrity. It's going to be big. You're going to be right at the centre of it. Jackson, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Soundbites. Things we heard this week we thought you might like. Staying with football, did you hear Adam Griffiths, interim Perth Glory coach, getting philosophical on us?
I asked you guys to imagine a sheer cliff and a mountain goat sitting on it. He's been there for 25 years. He knows every little step that he needs to take. He's seen others stepping in these places, right? Now I want you to forget about the mountain goat. Erase it from your grey matter. Delete it. I am a lion.
That was a plot twist. Orlando is heading to Vegas for the semi-finals of the NBA Cup. Desmond Bain copped a $35,000 fine in their win over Miami getting there. He's excited about heading to Sin City.
Oh, it's huge, man. I mean, I just lost $35,000, so I gotta go get it back somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Oscar Piastri has a long off-season ahead, but he is a cricket fan, so it's not all bad.
I don't know if you were aware of the result earlier today in the Ashes.
Oh, yes, I am.
Did you think maybe luck was on your side? Australia gave England an absolute walloping there.
Yeah, it was nice that the boys could wrap it up before the race started. It's been enjoyable to watch for the last couple of weeks.
That's all we have time for. A heads up, make sure you catch the WBBL Grand Final Saturday night. The Hobart Hurricanes hosting Perth Scorchers. The Canes chasing their maiden title in the comp. Live coverage on the ABC Listen app. I'm Patrick Stack. This is ABC Sport Daily, produced by Phil Pryor. Thanks to AFC Asian Cup, SBS, CBS and Paramount for the extra audio used in this episode.
Discover more great ABC podcasts, live radio and exclusives on the ABC Listen app.